guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good and staying safe like always. And now in today's video, guys, for the very first time on my channel, I'm actually going to be talking about pageant interviews and how you can really prepare for them. This has been a topic that I haven't covered for some reason on my channel so far. It hasn't come up. While interview preparation, now I know it's one of the most dreaded segments of pageant preparation. And the thing is that there is no one shortcut or formula to nailing your pageant interview. Also because primarily there is no right or wrong answer. However, in today's episode, I am going to be covering some essential questions that you should be prepared for, because those are definitely something that can be asked to you at any stage of the competition, and that is not a question that you may have to come up with the answer for that on the spot, which is also another different category of questions that you should be prepared for. And during my classes at Conquer and even during the anniversary workshop that's coming up, we're going to be talking about how you can prepare for impromptu questions and how you can give spontaneous answers which are yet well structured and which are still going to create an impact, and all of such good information. But that is not something that I can actually really cover in a YouTube video, because there can be a number of questions. However, what I can help you with is the most predictable and common questions that you should be prepared for. So in today's episode, we're going to be discussing 5 essential questions that you should have the answers to. But before I dive into that, we are so close to hitting 20,000 very soon on this channel, guys. So if you still haven't subscribed to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and also follow me on my personal account as well as the Conquer with Nikita Tanwani account for a lot of useful pageant information. Now, the first and one of the most common questions that you should have an answer to is, why are you competing in this pageant? And to note here is, the question is not asking you why should you win or why do you want to win. It's asking you why are you competing or participating in the pageant. It's very important when it comes to interviews to focus and listen very carefully as to what exactly was the question asking. Now, your reasons and your why for competing in a pageant should be something that you have a lot of clarity on, which is something that is going to help you in your interview in general. And now the common mistake that comes in here is, and this holds true for both questions in a way, the next question that I will discuss with you is, why do you want to win the title, or why do you want to win in this particular pageant? The mistake that a lot of contestants make in both of these questions is that the answer is usually incomplete, in the sense that it's only talking from the contestant's perspective. Believe me, unless the question is very specific, sometimes you do have to cover all aspects of the question. So the incomplete answer that a contestant might give is that I want to compete in this particular pageant because it will give me the opportunity to represent India internationally, which has been a dream of mine since childhood. Or maybe it's a very recent dream, does not really matter how long you've been dreaming of it. However, in this particular answer, the contestant did not really make themselves stand out from any of the other contestants, because this is an answer that anybody might give, that might be, and you have to understand that the organization is not sitting there to fulfill dreams. They are there to provide a platform to make a lot of things come true, but they cannot practically fulfill every single dream because there is only one ground. And so when given an opportunity to tell them why you're competing, the judges are trying to understand what is your thought process, how do you make decisions in life in the future. If she becomes the title holder and she has an opportunity, how is she going to decide whether or not she wants to, first of all, take it up, and then second of all, if it's a challenge or another contest, how does she narrow down on her purpose to compete and to win? And so that's the intention behind the question. And so you have to prove to them, okay, maybe your answer can go along the lines of, I am competing to broaden my horizons in order to make a career in this field. Whatever your why is, be very honest about it. Believe me, they do not want to hear pageant patty answers, not in this particular question at all. Maybe you don't want to make a career in a certain field. Maybe you're happy with where you are in life, but you just wanted to experiment with something new. Maybe you're the type of person who loves exploring self-growth opportunities, and that's why you've come to the pageant. Whatever it is, be honest about it. Now, before I go into the second question, that is, why do you want to win this pageant, and the common mistakes that contestants make when answering that particular question, one of the most common mistakes, in fact. But before that, I need to take a moment here to talk about new product in the Mamaearth range, which is the Carrot Seed and Turmeric Ultra Light Indian Sunscreen. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Mamaearth, and the fact that they've come out with a sunscreen which has Indian ingredients, it's so familiar for the Indian audience. And guys, it smells incredible. I love how this sunscreen feels, and I just gather it on just because I want to smell like this. So the key ingredients in this sunscreen is carrot seed oil, first of all, which is actually a really good natural sun protectant. And not just that, it also contains orange oil, which increases the absorption of sunscreen into your skin. And in the end, it has turmeric, which we all know has antibacterial properties. Now, while this sunscreen is loaded with good ingredients, it also provides a really good sun protection factor of SPF 50 and also protects you from UVA rays. And so this sunscreen can help you with reversing of tan. Because of the natural ingredients, it is suitable for all skin types. And the best part is this sunscreen is free from sulfates, parabens, phthalates, and all of those chemicals. And this one is definitely something that you can purchase. It's really super lightweight and can be used under your makeup as well. So I feel like this is an all-in-one product for me. So if you're interested to check out the Mamaearth Ultra Light Indian Sunscreen, then you should head over to either Amazon or Flipkart or even the Mamaearth website, where as usual you can use my code to get a discount on the Mamaearth website. Now coming back to the question, why do you want to win a pageant? Again, a lot of contestants give the most common answer is that because I want to become a singer, an actor, a model, or I want to represent India internationally. However, tell me one thing, if you went to apply for a job at, say, any corporation, and they asked you why should you get the job, you would not necessarily talk about yourself and why you want the job, right? You would tell them how you are going to be useful as an employee, or how are you going to be an asset to that organization. Guys, pageants have the same system. You have to show the judges what you are going to be doing with the platform. How are you going to take the brand to the next level? How are you going to inspire the next generation of aspirants that are going to come forward? How are you an asset to the pageant brand? And so think about the business aspect of pageants. Do not go in with a narrow perspective where you're only thinking about why I want this. Believe me, your reason for wanting to become Miss India or any other pageant title holder is not the reason why Miss India will give you that crown. The reason has to be bigger than just you. This in fact reminds me of a very favorite quote of mine, which says that if your dream is just about you, then it's not big enough. So maybe you can in fact use that somewhere in an answer of yours as well. But now I hope you get the gist and understand the basic why your answer was incomplete and why that may have not led to you getting shortlisted to the next round or making the cut or even winning the crown maybe in a previous pageant. Another common question which is really essential to be prepared for and which is along the same lines is, why should we select you? And sometimes this question is appended with among all the other contestants. And so whenever they're talking about your co-contestants, one of the things to keep in mind is that don't be super competitive in the sense that you actually have to put down other contestants while answering this question. Do not make that mistake. They do want a good team player on their organization, and that is the type of title holder that they would want as well. However, why should we select you? The answer for that question also lies in how are you going to add value to the organization. So make not just one, but 2, 3, 4, 5 pointers of how you're going to add value, so that in case you were asked a certain question, why do you want to win the pageant at auditions, and then another question later on in some later stage of the competition, why should we select you, at least your answers can differ somewhere, so that it doesn't sound like you are rehearsed and that you only have a limited bunch of words to say and just you try to use the same thing in every answer. That is how answers become repetitive very quickly. So that is why even at Conquer, we don't just prepare one introduction, we don't just prepare one answer. We have 2 to 3 versions of everything so that we are constantly interesting. The next essential question that you may encounter at any stage of your pageant is, what makes you unique from the other contestants? And boy, have I seen so many contestants get stumped when asked this question. This question does not give you the opportunity, or in fact, it's not even implying that you have to prove that you are better than the other contestants. But you do have to know what makes you unique. Now, there are 2 ways to get into these questions, and it depends on the context and the situation and the type of environment they were asking you this in. Sometimes they're going to ask you, okay, tell us something unique about you that we don't know yet, and maybe you can tell them, oh, that I can move my ears, or something really funny and witty. if that's your personality and if it suits the occasion. In other situations, sometimes when you really have to, maybe it's the final question and they're asking you, okay, what makes you different from other girls and what makes you suitable to be a title holder? In that case also, yes, everyone's hardworking. Each contestant standing on stage there at that moment is already a winner because they have reached there. So what are you going to say that will make you stand out? In this answer, you can actually always bring in a personal story, and because you are the person that you are because of your life experiences, nobody can take that away from you, and that is always going to be unique about you. This is why we say that pageants require a lot of introspection, and I always recommend journaling because then you would know what's unique about you, what makes you stand out. Maybe there's a certain experience that has touched you in a way that is going to define the way that you carry out your duties as a title holder. The legacy that you leave behind will have some story to it, right? And so that is how you are going to inspire other youth and other young girls and boys who are going to compete in the pageant after you. Similarly, this question could also be rephrased in the way that, what is that one defining moment of your life that you would use as a story to inspire others? If you have the answers to a lot of these questions, believe me, you're going to automatically be prepared for a lot more in your interview. And the last but essential question that I want you to be prepared with is, what is your next 5-year plan, or where do you see yourself in the next 5 years, 10 years? And guys, yes, you should definitely say that you envision yourself having accomplished the goal that is right in front of you. Maybe if you're in Miss India, an appropriate and ambitious answer to say would be that I see myself as an ex-Miss World in the next 5 years, because yes, that is how you are manifesting what you want. But at the same time, do not restrict your answer to just the pageant, because in the next 5 years there is going to be so much that would have happened in your life, and that is regardless of whether the pageant you won it, you did not win it. It's what you take away from the pageant, remember. And so your answer should encompass a lot of other things, your personal life, your professional life. Where do you see yourself having made a mark? Do you see yourself as a successful actor, singer, dancer, model, philanthropist, motivational speaker? It could be anything. When you're working on your Beauty with a Purpose project, where do you see that project going in the next 5 years? A lot of these things can be included in that answer. Or maybe you could say that yes, the pandemic is over and that I am getting to meet my friends and spend much more quality time with the people that we learned are the most important things in our lives. So there is so many directions in which you can take this answer, but remember that it's an overall holistic answer which doesn't make you sound like a pageant patty and which doesn't necessarily make the judges feel that she didn't really cover or talk about that aspect of her life at all. Your 5-year plan should go in all pyramids of your life, not just a pageant. So I hope these tips on these essential questions that you should be prepared for was very useful and informative for you guys. Let me know what other tricky questions you struggled with, and maybe I'll try to cover those on my channel as well. And let me know what other topics or aspects of pageant preparation you are struggling with. If you liked this video, then don't forget to give it a big thumbs up down below, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel once again. As always, you guys know I love you so much, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye bye.